Hi, I thought I'd put a quick video down to explain how to add courses to the Learn English West website. So hopefully you've received an email with a link to set yourself up. That will take you to the form you can see in the background where we ask for your details to put information on the website. So it's basically just who are you and who do you work for. So once you fill that out, I will eventually get round to going through all those and sending out an invite. And the invite will look like this. It'll be from Learning English in Bristol, login details, and you just click this top link and it inputs your temporary password into the system. You then put a new password in. Please put in a nice strong password full of gobbledygook and save it somewhere, write it down, don't really care, but try and make sure it's nice and safe so you don't get rubbish put on the website. So that bit is hopefully straightforward. You'll receive an email, click the link, set up an account, and then you'll be able to log in any time by going to this address. So learnenglishwest.org. In fact, the normal thing is WP -admin is usually the one I save. I presume that was going to let you in as well. Yeah, it lets you in as well. Whatever you want to do, just save it once you've gone there. And that will take you to, if I can find my page, there we go. So this is what you will get once you are logged into the website. So this is the back end of the Learn English West website. It's WordPress. Might be familiar to a few people who've used websites before. Hopefully there's not too much you can access here, so it's not going to be too confusing. You haven't got access to all the different bits and pieces. What I have done actually is I've turned on authorship for posts in the system. That sounds a bit weird, but all it means is not only will you be able to edit your courses, but you'll also be able to edit your page as well, which took me a little while to figure out how to do in the back end. So you've got access to both of those things now, which I didn't expect we'd be able to do with this plugin. So you've got a whole bunch of things on the front page. They're not very interesting, they're not really relevant to you. On the left hand side, we can ignore all of these things. You can put posts on the website. Maybe at some point we would add a feature to do that, but that's for news. We don't do that at the moment. Media, as you can see, all the images on the website. I'll come back to images later. We don't support comments because it's just too much effort to manage. Templates, you don't need to use. So the two things we need are ME Calendar and providers. So ME Calendar is the system which stores all of the course entries, and providers is the information about yourselves. So actually we'll start with providers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add each of you, I'm going to take each of your pages and say you wrote it, which will mean you can edit your page. So if you look here and it says all, you can see every provider on the system, and I've just temporarily marked library services being written by my my temporary account here. So if I say mine, I can just see mine, and that means I can go in and hit edit, and I can change that page. I can show you that page as well. Wants to open. Hello. There we go. So this is this page here. So library service for North Somerset, with a little tagline, bit of stuff here, their list of courses, and a map and some other bits and pieces. So if I was the library service, I would have access to this page. I can change the name of my service at the top, just by overtyping it, like that. I can change the description here, so you can add in a bit more text about yourself, and just add as much as you want. Shortcode. Oh, and also you can add in pictures and things here if you wanted as well. So if I hit next, I don't use this bit very often. So when it says like typed add a new block, there we go. You get this little plug. Oh, you can't see it, can you? My face is in the way. I'll move my face over here. You've got this little plus button. In fact, I'll make myself a bit smaller. There we go. Hit this plus button, which will appear sort of, it'll move down, and you can add things in. So you can add in quotes, galleries, lists. I'm not going to go into any depth about how to do that. I think it's just one of those things. If you know how to do it, feel free, knock yourself out and put some things in there. Otherwise, just ask for a bit of help or have a little play. But effectively, you can put in a gallery, you can upload the images or add media library, you can select some images on there. Can't actually see the bottom of my own page. Where's the bottom gone? Windows is trying to helpfully move things around for me. At the bottom here, which you can't see either. Windows, stop moving around. Can I move that? There we go. There you go, you can see the button. I've got create new gallery button. I just hit insert and it puts that gallery into the page and it does sort of fancy styles with it and stuff. It's very nice. Let's move it back down. Okay, let's resize this in fact so you can see everything. So let's get rid of that now. Just hit delete on all those. So delete. We've got a short code here. The short code is a bit that I add in for you, so just please leave that there. That is the bit of code which pulls in your courses. So if you leave it alone, each of you have got a specialised little code which just shows your courses on your page. So that's this bit here. If you want that changed to show different courses or limit the number of courses, increase the number of courses, have a search bar, let me know. I have to add that manually. So then the rest of the page, I think I'm going to have to move myself yet again. Nope, that's not that. Okay. So you've got your logo, which you can edit, so you can re-upload your logo if the logo's changed. Your contact email, contact phone number, location with postcode, a little quote, so the quote goes this bit here in sort of pinky purple, and the areas you cover. So it's effectively where your courses will appear on the website. So the most important bit here, the bit we're really making use of, is providers, Bath, Bristol, North Somerset or South Gloucestershire. So those are the bits of the website you will appear in. So you get randomly sorted into those. The rest of it we're not really making use of. And then when you've finished making your changes, you can go up to the top right and hit update, and that will push any changes to your page. And I would then suggest going to your page, making sure it looks like it's supposed to. So that's the process of changing the post. It's not very difficult. I will have some written guidance coming as well to help with that. Let's go and leave. There we go. And you can roll things back as well, and you can make other changes. That's it. Just don't trash your own page, please, because obviously you've got full control of yours. If you trash it, it will be gone. Right. I don't add a new provider in without telling me. Obviously you have got the ability to do that now. Please don't do that. That will confuse the heck out of me. Right, ME calendar. We can go in here. If you hover over it, you get a little pop-up menu. Hit all events. You will see all of your events, and you will see everybody else's events. But you'll notice they're greyed out, so I can't edit anyone else's events, which is very good. And I can also select by organizer. So I could select the ones that belong to me. So I'm going to go and add event. And I don't like this interface actually, so I'm going to hit the X button and it takes you to this interface. So go back to that again. Add event, you get this little pop-up. I find it actually more confusing than just doing it by hand. So hit the X, we get this dialogue. So I can put in English course for beginners. Beginners. Okay, so title, that's the title of the course. This big section here is your description. If you've done the courses before with the other upload, that's just where you type the stuff in. So you need to put something in here. I'll be deleting things that don't have things in there. It needs to have some description to help people actually find it, and it looks really weird on listings and there's nothing in there at all. So just an explanation of who is this for, what sort of things will you learn, that sort of thing. So just a little bit of explanation about what the course is. Is it a friendly, relaxed community conversation club type course? Is it an accredited course? Put at least a paragraph of text in there, please. Just copy and paste from somewhere else. Doesn't matter if you've got a lot of the same course, just having them all the same, copy and pasting, but you do need something in there. Just move that over a little bit to get all the stuff. Okay, scrolling down, we've got the date and time, so the time of when the course starts. So this system is very squirrely, and it gets updates and it changes the way it does things far too often for my liking. But effectively, the start date is the first day of the course, so we just say it's starting on August the 1st. It puts in automatically that's the end date, so this is for like a single presentation. So always the first page, the end date is the end date of the first session. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. Again, feel free to have a little play with how this appears, because even within our own organisation, people tend to want their courses to appear in different ways. So I'm going to say this one's running from 10 AM till lunchtime. So 2 hour long course. That's done. So we've got a 2 hour long course starting then. This will only appear on that day at the moment. So that might be all you want. You want to just let people know there's a course starting. You don't want people to join afterwards. Down here we've got event repeating. Now a lot of our courses we will show the whole presentation of them. So every time it's on, it's showing up. So people know there's a course running on Tuesdays from City Bristol College, or whatever it might be. That's fine, but obviously then you will get people contacting you to try and join courses that have already started. So it's up to you how long. You could say repeat it weekly, repeat interval 1, so that means every 1 week it will appear, which is what you usually want. Now you can say, actually I'm going to end it on October the 1st. It's going to run for 2 months, and that's all the sessions. Or I could say, actually, show it 2 more times, and then we don't want it appearing there because we don't want people trying to join it in the future, because it's effectively closed for new submissions. Or you could go back in and close your courses afterwards, and again that's very much down to each provider. It may be at some point in the future we all make a decision about how we want these courses to appear, but I think at the moment it's going to be down to you guys deciding how do you want it to look, how do you want your courses to appear. Okay, event data. This is just some little fields. They don't really have a purpose except for, if I look at a course, appearing down here. So they're just informational fields, just to look a bit nicer than just typing everything into the box. So I can say my class is free. It's got it's an accessible venue. I know it is. I'm going to do that. Crash is available. It's not accredited. Okay. Hourly schedule is only for big long events with things happening. So you might do that for like a seminar or something. Locations. So at the moment, there's a few locations on there. You can do a search. So I can search for Bedminster, there's Bedminster Library. Happy with that. Done. If it's not on there, you can insert a new location. Now, I'm happy to add in locations for you if you send me the details for the moment, or have a go yourself. Name's really easy. Address is really easy. I wouldn't bother. I've never put in the opening hours. I don't think it's really relevant. It's open during the course. We don't need that. Latitude and longitude. Sadly, the system never seems to work properly when it's using Google automatic find. Even when you get it set up properly, it always seems to have the occasional time it has a little moment and decides that your course is in Outer Mongolia, and it throws the map off because one person's course is so far away it has to zoom out to the whole planet. So to get the lats and longs, if you want to do this yourself, you can go up to here, go to Google Maps, search for the location. So let's say Milton Church in Weston. It says Milton Methodist Church. I have no idea. There we go. So we're in that place. I'm in the way. I can right click on the pin for that place, and there we go. Lats and longs. Left click, and that's been copied to my clipboard. So right click on the place, select the lats and longs, left click, done. I can then just go back into my event, and I can right click and paste. It puts them in full. This second part is the longitude, so I can just grab the longitude, drop it in there, delete that comma, Then we've got our latitude and our longitude. So it's absolutely precise location for that venue. And of course anyone else can use this as well. So once you've put a venue on there, everyone's got access to it. Website, if you want to put on the website for them to contact them. Phone number if you want them to contact. Images. So personally, I do quite like an image of the location just at the front of it so people can actually find the place. They know they're in the right area. So again, I tend just to go to my Google Maps. I either use a photo like that from Google Maps, or I can actually, if there isn't a good photo, I can use, where has he gone? Oh God. The little person down here on Google Maps, and I can drop him in and get a street view. I can find it that way. There it is. When I've got a view I'm happy with, I use the lovely snipping tool. How do I show you the snipping tool? There we go. So it's this little thing here. It looks slightly different on earlier versions of Windows. So I can click that, just bring that round, and it opens up this little box. Very handy little tool, and I can just grab, you can't see me grabbing it, I can just select part of the screen and it downloads it, and it's also in quite a nice size. It's quite small. This is a very small image. If I zoom in, there's no more detail there, and I can then just save that onto my computer. Call it Milton. You can see what it's one of those things. It takes a little while, but once you've done it, it's done forever. So I've got my picture. I bet you're watching this thinking, I don't want to do this in the future. There we go. Choose image. Can you see this? So let's go back and do that again for you. So I've gone choose image, upload files, and then I can drag and drop my picture onto the screen and it uploads it. Now we're going to cover this again when we do an image for our our course. Why am I not moving? There we go. It'll put the title in over here. Can you just copy the title into the alt text? Ideally, explain what it is. So, a street view of Milton Methodist Church. This is to make the website accessible for people with vision difficulties. So they can actually, if they've got a screen reader, it will read out to them what the image is, rather than just having nothing in there at all. So once I've done that, let's make this a bit smaller actually, so I can match it up to my view. No, not really. Hit select, and now we've got a little image in there. So there we go. So I've added a new location. I've put in Milton Methodist Church. Can I copy that? Milton Methodist Church. There we go. Copy address. So I might as well add this in while I'm here. So I've got my name of the place, Milton Methodist Church. Not bothering with the website, not bothering the phone number, and we can move on. Links. So again, if you had a specific link for these type of courses, maybe you've got a page on your website for conversation clubs, you can put that in there and it will appear on the page. Organizer, this is you guys. So hopefully you're all already on the system. If you're not, you can add yourself if you want, but probably the best thing to do is just let me know that I'll try and check you're on the system when I set you up an account. So you would choose your name, and that brings in all your details to the course. Cost, don't really use, doesn't appear anywhere. We don't use SEO. Let's go back to the top. We don't put tags in at the moment. God, I keep moving my picture around. There we go. Categories. We do use categories for a few things. So it's a conversation club. The rest doesn't really matter, but we could start using that in the future. So you can just leave that blank if you want. Post attributes we can ignore. Visibility we can ignore. template view, currently we ignore. If people want to, if there's a desire to have a, this course is no longer accepting submissions, but you want it to still show that you've got courses running, I can create a view where you'd have a drop down. You could say closed course or course not accepting submissions. When you selected that, it would have the name of the course, but a banner across it saying this course is now closed for new submissions. Please click here for more details or something. Don't use event color. The only thing we really use on this side is set featured image. So, images on the website. Most of the images here are, well, all the images here are either ones that I've purchased for the site, or they are images from all of you. So be careful using them, because some of us might not want people using each other's images. I don't know if anyone's got any issues. It might be better if people have an issue just to let me know, because I've grabbed some images from your websites to put on your pages, so you've all got access to each other's images in effect. But a lot of them, if they look like a stock image, they're probably just a stock image from somewhere. So once you've uploaded a picture once, you can keep using it. So if you can find your own picture for something, by all means, you can search for the name of it, you can just click on it, and you can see it's got the alt text and stuff done already because you've done it once. Set featured image, finished. If, however, you want a new image, which is quite likely, we do the upload thing again. So I'm going to find an image, let's say it's that one for some reason. There we go, it's just some image of people. So again, like the last one, I've dragged and dropped it onto there. That is now on the website, so I don't need to add that one in the future. If I name it correctly, I can just find it again in the future and just re-add it. You can see it's got a completely gobbledygook title, because this was a one from, I think, Raw Pixel, and it's somebody running a soup kitchen or something similar. So I could say people running a soup kitchen. I can misspell it as well. When you've done, hit set featured image, and that will become the image for this. Let's do it anyway. There we go. That becomes the image for this course. And I'll get a little bit onto how we do the photographs in a second. When you're happy, we hit publish, and that is now live on the website. And I'll get a little notification that something new's gone up. You've got a link here. So this is the link for that course. And you can see it's English course for beginners, being run at the Milton Methodist Church, organised by North Somerset Council. There's all the details we put in. There's the location. We can go down to Milton Hill. And you can see where I didn't put in the information. And you can see the time it's running. And this will also appear on the page for North Somerset Council. So if I go back into North Somerset, it would be in this one somewhere. If we went through and found it, I can't remember what I called it now. English course for beginners. There we go. Thursday, Milton Methodist Church. Nice and easy. It looks worse than it is. Once you've done it a few times, it's very simple. The real benefit here is not only can you add the courses, but you can edit the courses. So I go back to my dashboard. I go back to all events. You can now see that we've got access to that course, and you can just go back in and you can edit it. You could quick edit it to make some changes to the name. If you wanted to, you could say like that if you wanted, closed. You can change the type of it, or just edit and go back into that view and make changes. So I would always just go in, quickly check, change things, and you can always go back in then and make your own updates. So that's everything. It's not as bad as it looks, promise. The one thing that I would ask is, if you're uploading new images to the website, use either stuff you have available to you just in general. There's plenty of websites like rawpixel.com. Oh, that's a bit ugly. There we go. Rawpixel.com, which have loads of free images on them. Designed templates, mockups, elements. Oh, elements, there we go. And so you can search for things and you can see public domain images. the ones, if anything says free when you hover over it, you can download it and use it. So there's loads of free images on sites like that you're allowed to put on your website. There's also Google. You'll find there's not actually as many images on Google as you would think. So let's say I'm looking for an image of a car. Click images. There's loads of images on Google, but most of them are owned by somebody, and we will get a takedown notice if you use them. So under tools, you've then got usage rights, and you can say Creative Commons license, which means it's in the public domain, and you can then get different pictures. So these ones we should be allowed to use. There's no guarantee. Someone has flagged it as being allowed to use. Whether they had permission in the first place, less sure. So in general, you're better off sticking to sites like Raw Pixel, or there's a couple of others as well. I'm forgetting the names of. Pixabay maybe. So or ones you've got access to in your department of your company or provider. Once you've downloaded those images and you've got it sat on your computer, so say I've got this lovely picture here of some croissants, which I did for a recent course. I can open it up. It is a huge image. This is thousands of pixels across. It's been taken with a DSLR camera. Look at the detail on that. Lovely, lovely. We don't want that on the website because it will slow the website down to a crawl. So, yeah, more technical things, I'm afraid. Again, though, once you've done a few images, you can just keep going back to them again and again. So we've got that image. What we need to do, and luckily this is with the crappy free software on Windows, so as long as you're on Windows, right click on it and open with Paint. So Paint is a program that's been around since the dawn of time. It's very, very simple. So right click on the image, open with Paint. I now can't see myself because that's opened up over my screen. Oh, there we go. So I'm looking at this super zoomed in thing. There we go. And Paint has a very handy little tool. We can go up here. This is resize and skew. I hit resize. It says, what do you want to do? Percentage. I don't do percentage. I don't know how big it is in the first place. I'm going to do pixels. So it tells me this is 3,500 pixels across. That is a lot. We want 800 to 1,000 probably at most. So I'm going to say 800. I've got this little thing here which locks the aspect ratio, so we don't end up with a weird stretched image. So 800 by 562 is the new one. I hit OK, and it's shrunk it right down. If you zoom in, you see still plenty sharp enough for use on the web. And all I do then is go up to the top. There we go. Up to the top, hit save, and it will overwrite that image. So I've now got rid of the big fancy one, and I've now got a small one, as it were. So we go into the media library, and I can just chuck it in there. It's now on the computer, and I can put it in. Of a delicious breakfast with homemade pastries at a hotel breakfast. There we go. And that is that image, and you can see now the size is 800 by 562. You can add that to your courses, and I won't be upset with you. So that is all the things with the website. I'll try and get some written stuff put together as well for those who prefer to just look at it as you're working. But that is a good little run through of what to do. If you've made it all the way through, thank you very much. Bye bye.